Why, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is RK Craig here. We're ready to continue in our Let's Play of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. We have Bella Shepard about to talk to Liara. And we'll speak to the rest of our crew. Hopefully, isn't too long doing all that because I'd like us to get. Uh, we will be doing at least one or two side missions, if not more. We'll see how quickly all this talking goes. We're gonna do firstly we're doing Cerberus. We're doing Kahoku's mission. We'll be doing that. I want to look at this Doctor at Risk mission. Possibly missing survey team there, and I can't picture getting all this and still getting it done. But we'll aim high and see how it goes. And then return to the Citadel and speak with Anderson, uh, Udina, and give them a debriefing on what happened on Novaria. So that's the aim. We'll see how much we get done. Let's get at it.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
I mean, definitely not going with that. I mean, you don't feel too bad? Maybe she's putting on a front?
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
I find it a little bit odd that she calls her mom by her name, Benezia, instead of their mom. I don't know. Maybe things are different in Asari culture. It is Saren's fault in a way, but I mean, she bears some responsibility, of course, for her own actions. But this definitely isn't the time to get into that kind of thing. So we'll just help try and encourage Liara.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Let's see if we can make more chat about her mom.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
Benezia was swept up in events beyond her control and lost herself. She fell under the spell of indoctrination and became part of the very thing she wanted to stop.
Yeah.
But I will remember and honor how she lived, not how she died. My mother was strong, kind, and beautiful, and now she is gone.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, Liara.
Are you gonna be okay?
You are kind to ask, Shepard. I do miss her, and I grieve for what happened to her. But I will not let my grief interfere with what we are trying to accomplish.
Alright. Kind of a little bit concerned that this is all going to go into, that type of relationship type of thing when she's just, she's grieving right now. Bereavement, and Shepard's going to make a move. We'll see.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
I mean, I don't know about the high-strung part. We have a good sense of humor, but maybe rush definitely. I mean, that seems to be the case even in today's times. So everyone's in a big hurry. But I mean, we're short-lived, and so try and get the most out of life in that time span, especially compared to an Asari who lives 1,000 years. See why she would see it that way.
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
Carpe diem. Seize the day. Best. It works for us.
He can't argue with results.
No, but there are consequences. Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as a bully. You run over anyone who gets in your way. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
Yeah, I don't know about for bullies, but I think just humanity is in this universe here. Where they're determined. Uh, we are pretty powerful, especially for newcomers. So maybe that's what's intimidating to other aliens, is, that observe humanity's, rise here in this quick rise. But I mean, I think probably any other alien species would be just as ambitious and probably determined as we are if they had the power to back it up. Like the Volus, if they had the power to back it up, I think there's no question. But with the Elcor, I don't know, man. Elcor pretty laid back. Kind of scary if the Hanar were. Yeah, I don't know, man. Instant thought. Um, well, I'm trying to do my best here.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during the Blitz. It was a remarkable display of courage and heroism.
Oh, man, she Google searched me, doing the background check. That's fine. Chef's got nothing to hide. She's proud of the life she's lived in spite of even, growing up on Earth and having a running in criminal element. But Shepard's pretty proud of her life, so Google search away, Liara. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say she spied on me. It's no big deal. Uh, but yeah, you could have just asked. I'd have told you anything you'd like to know.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you, to understand what made you into the woman you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Hmm. Me? Where to be?
You're interested in me because of my visions. You just want to know more about the Protheans.
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Lieutenant Alenko.
You're female. No, that ain't gonna be her reaction. Caden, no, that's not. She's not interested in that. And, not. That's nothing serious going on there.
The Lieutenant and I are just friends. Nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
Like I said, she is uh, here grieving, and that doesn't seem appropriate to me to, get into this kind of thing. Obviously, Liara is willing and interested, but I don't know. Didn't it still feel right to me? But I'm not gonna say that this shepherd it doesn't have a little bit of interest in her. I think there is, but she don't think it's right to be getting involved with her at this time. So, fortunately for Liara, the timing isn't right. So, I just want to be friends, Liara.
I'm not interested in you in that way, Liara.
A little harsher
This
than I'd have
is
said it.
very embarrassing for me, Commander. Please, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, sorry, Liara. Gonna have to leave on that awkward moment there.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Bye, Liara. Hang in there. Yeah, ship's a little harsher than I'd have liked to been. Um, got that. Let's see if I want to just do a quick save, see if it's going at a normal speed today. Nope, it's a little slow. Not sure why that is. Some days it's fast, some days it takes forever to get saved. All right. How you doing, Caden?
have some time to talk now, Commander?
Sure, I'm listening.
Let's hear it, Lieutenant. I'm always open to my officers.
We've played it pretty close to the book so far, but we're a long way from backup. We've got some tough calls to make. I'm just saying, try to leave yourself a way out. I've seen what cutting corners can do, and I'd hate to have that happen to you, Shepard. Commander.
Mm. Yep, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to be so kind. They're not giving me a little bit more. To me, these I think likely lead to a romantic type of stuff. And I'm not looking for that with Jaden, so I'm sorry. I don't need your approval on any of that stuff, Lieutenant.
I'm your commanding officer, Alenko. Are you questioning the way I handle things?
No, Commander, just concerned about the reception of the brass if things go sour. I apologize for bringing it up. I know we're getting the job done.
No, that's fine. Things go sideways, and I'm leading this ship. It does fall on me. So you take care of your responsibilities as lieutenant. I'll take care of things as a commander. But it's fine.
Your concerns have been noted, Lieutenant. Dismissed.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Again, a bit harsher than I'd like, but let's see if he's got anything
Anything
more.
you need, Commander?
Let's get your tactical appraisal.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Killing Saren's, what was Benezi anyway? Second in command? Advisor? Anyway, it should set him back a bit. I'm sure Dr. Tassoni's hurting, though. Poor kid. Having to kill her own mom.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Any thoughts on the Rachni Queen?
Any opinion on the Rachni?
Off the record, if we had the option, I'd as soon have left it to the Council. We weren't
Agreed.
out here during the Rachni War. I'm not sure we have any business getting involved.
No, I couldn't agree with that more. I would have liked to gotten their, advice on that. But even then, like I say, I don't know that I'd fully followed her. If all three of them would have been like, you know what, kill her. We think that'd be the best. I don't know if Shep would have necessarily followed it. Like Shepard is, her own person, and she'll make her own determinations and conclusions. But getting more advice and other opinions certainly helps and helping shape that. But I mean, and look, I think Shepard is well aware too that by letting her go and just taking her word for it could be very dangerous. Like this could really backfire greatly. The Rachni is just, blowing smoke up her ass and was gonna just go out and lay a whole bunch of eggs and then just start, engaging in war, and we might be in real trouble, especially with the shape that the Krogan are in. I mean, obviously, maybe they would then go cure the genophage again and set the Krogan loose. But would the Krogan be willing to save our asses again? I don't know. I wouldn't expect them to. That'd be a huge ask. But anyway, I think Shepard understood the responsibility of the moment. She made the best choice that she could. The information before her, and as I said, she didn't want that level of blood on her hands, exterminating a whole species. All right. Any personal input?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk
All right.
another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Another time indeed. All right. Go to the lower decks. Speak to our crew down there. What determines the speed of this elevator too? Because some people and sometimes I see it move really slow. Obviously, it's a loading screen, so I don't know what factors into that. But sometimes it's fast, sometimes not so much.
Commander, good to see you.
All right, let's ask what a personal question looks like.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
Oh yeah, anything specific?
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
How so?
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
Yeah, this is common.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one Elcor diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs, had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
What'd you find?
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Ah, yeah. Here's where we learn about the quad.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility,
Oh man.
counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
Man. Yep. And all right, what became of the doctor?
What'd you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Interviewing, huh?
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty repugnant. I'm not sure quite how that would work though. Like growing an extra kidney inside of someone, extra liver, extra heart, or something like. How would it function and how would it affect a person? Like, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but
Damn.
only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Yeah, did you give a interview to him?
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
What? Come on, man.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
They just let him go?
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna say I do agree with them on that. Like, you just can't give up on them like that. I mean, you just can't. Like, you say the hostages are good as dead, but maybe they weren't. Maybe some could have been saved. Certainly, the collateral damage of the ship down. Like, also fall and kill innocent people. Like, I get it. I get why they went against you on that, and I understand your feelings on like he's got to be stopped. We have a chance now, but we're soon to find out here. We're gonna get a second chance at him, Garrus. So we will get him. But on this, I agree with them.
It's not worth the risk. You pursue the vessel and disable it. That's the best choice.
They sent the military after him, but he got away just the same. Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
No, your part right there about maybe they don't. So, in other words, even you recognize that they did have a chance at not dying. So, yeah, nah, that ain't the way we're going here. You're wrong on this one, Gareth.
If you don't care about the fate of those hostages, then you're no better than he is. You're just a terrorist with a badge.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It doesn't make it any easier, but I see your point. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Good on you, Gareth, for being able to see that. Like, you didn't get angry. You took Shepard's criticism in stride. And besides, what can you tell me about this Dr. Senion now?
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Oh, we'll be checking that out. Give it to me.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go.
Oh, for sure.
If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Yep. You got it, Gareth. You can count on that. Alright, let's check in on Tally. Last time she was homesick. If her spirits have picked up. I know that they have, but Shepard doesn't yet know that. So.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Yep, you can hear it in her voice. She's much more chipper. Glad you're feeling better, Tally.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
No worries, Tally. We will.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
And why is so much expected of you, Tally?
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
I mean, I don't know why Shep would think that that means royalty, but yeah, we'll ask.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Preferential treatment, then?
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
That sucks. There's indeed a lot of pressure that Tally's put under.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage.
Oh, you
something
will be.
that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
No, Tally, you're gonna be one of the greatest Quarians of all time, man. But yeah, we'll see to that. Yeah, what if we go on to save the galaxy, Tally?
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a lot to unfold here in the next few years for you, Ty. Uh, so, what do you think is the answer?
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Good on you, Ty. Yeah, we'll be doing this. We asked her about her father. Let's see if it sounds familiar or not.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
True enough, but I mean, obviously, Ty was put under tremendous pressure. That's not easy. Yeah, and what of your mother?
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Pretty rough. Were you ever really close with your dad?
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it. Not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, obviously, her dad felt the weight of the responsibility of having 17 million people's lives that were dependent on him, and he took that seriously. So, I mean, it's definitely respectable and it's honorable, but it's unfortunately it obviously had an effect on his ability to have a more, I don't know, probably openly affectionate relationship with his daughter, which, maybe that could have also just been personality-wise. Some could have still have that responsibility and still be more openly affectionate, but he was not, and it sucks for Ty. And we even, of course, see in Mass Effect 2 that even in his dying moments, he wasn't one to say "I love you." He tried to express that in other ways, but I mean, some people are that way. They won't say it. Unfortunately, like I've mentioned before, I am in a very lucky situation. I'm a tight knit family, and we're all very open and quick to tell each other that we love them, that we love one another. And you know, it sucks when other families don't have that kind of tight knit relationship. That's why I feel very lucky, and within this universe, within Talia, I'm sorry that she doesn't have that kind of relationship with her dad. All right, let's change topics. I
I
think
want to
that'll
talk about something else.
Like what?
like like I should go, Tally.
I should go.
See you later.
See you later, Tal. All right, we'll speak to our boy Rex. see what he's up to. See if maybe this will be the one where he gives. I mean, we've gotten kind of Garrus's little side mission. We've gotten Tally's, and now hopefully we'll get Rex's right here.
What do you want, Shepard?
Personal inquiry. Tell me about you there, Rex.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Like,
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
and so why leave?
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
Uh-oh. Really?
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
And what about you, Rex?
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
Yep, you're a natural leader, Rex, and we'll see if that comes to play in this Let's Play. What of Jared?
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool that we do visit that very spot in Mass Effect 3. But, it's an unfortunate spot for Rex. Yep, in spite of it being an obvious trap, you win anyway.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Your father, huh?
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead.
Oof.
The few that were loyal to me died quickly.
Damn.
I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest.
How tragic.
That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
That's, I mean, pretty much the epitome and history of a Krogan, right? Constantly at war with each other. Have a son killing his own father in a trap that his father set for him. Pretty brutal. Tell me more about your family there, Rex.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard?
Haha.
I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
Oh yeah?
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Anything you can tell me about this armor?
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war.
Damn.
Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Yep, I'll look for it. Oh, can we investigate further? Probably not. Yep. I'm on it, Rex.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Well, you can count on it.
So long, Rex.
Shepard. Shepard?
Rex.
Rex?
Ah, man. I don't know why it's doing that. I did it last time.
Rex?
Why won't you say Shepard again? What? Oh, man. That's so difficult.
Rex?
Oh, man. Alright, let's talk to Ash, then we'll be done
Commander?
here. You have a moment to talk?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Aiden, huh?
Are you interested in the lieutenant, Chief?
Fraternization is against regulations, ma'am. Don't ask, don't tell. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Yeah, and yet if I was Melship, you'd be into me. Anyway, tell me about your family, Ash.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Alright, tell me about Pops.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made chief. First thing he did was salute.
No, that's pretty cool. I mean, sucks he wasn't able to raise in the ranks, and we know why. Stigma, but it's pretty cool that he saluted you, though. What about Mom?
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Yeah, well, like a great lady. Tell me about your sisters.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
Sorry if you heard me talking backgrounds. Talking to my dog Bella here. Alright. What was home life like?
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
So you sort of raised your sisters?
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
This is an awful story, but anyway, go ahead, tell me about it.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vidmails, and I'd tell her to relax.
What sort of vidmails?
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen Hellwire away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
Well, there hasn't been enough information for me to say no means no. I mean, I don't. She didn't give much detail yet. It was pushy, yeah. Yep. About what? I mean, yeah, we come to hear from the story. It is indeed, but don't know yet. But boys, no control. Like I don't know. I don't think there was enough information there for that yet. But, so something changed.
Sounds like that situation didn't last.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
All right. Well, now okay. Now he walked her into the woods and got too fresh. Now, all right. Now that been no means no time, time for that. But I just don't think Shepard had been given enough information yet. But yeah. Where did you get the police involved? I hope, or did she?
Why didn't you tell the police?
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was her call to make, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Probably should have called the cops. But anyway, so yeah, you guys are all know about self-defense. I imagine so with military dad. I let us girls know how to defend themselves. Well done on him.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
Okay, and what about you?
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand-to-hand.
Nice. Yep, very dedicated of you. Way to go, big sis.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her.
Good lord, dude.
I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
Okay, so now the cops are called, right? I guess dude is awful. Holy shit, man. Fine. Yeah, nice. Well done by her.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry."
Oh, I bet he was.
And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Yeah. Interesting story, I guess, but odd.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
Bored now. Nah, what is this crap? I don't think Shepard's too versed in poetry. Perhaps he is. I don't know. Yeah. So, you read poetry.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Really?
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
From the afterlife?
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Nope, not at all. I myself am agnostic. Does our shepherd believe in God? No, I'm not definitely keep it to ourselves. It's fine. As long as she ain't, pressing people to can speak her mind on it. That's fine. Yeah, no problem at all.
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter, only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
No, I think I can ask her this. Get her appraisal of the last mission, I think.
What's your opinion of the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Skipper. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours.
Sorry about that.
If you haven't talked to Dr. Tassoni, you probably should.
Okay.
She just lost her mom. That has to hurt. Just saying, Skipper.
I apologize. I'm gonna pause for just a sec. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We dog Bella there hearing something. Sending her off there. Sorry. All right. Anyway, our conversation now is done for now with Ash, and we're done now
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
chatting with everybody, so we can head out and get to Goku's mission. Wanting to say takes place in the Kepler Verge, but we'll look. No, actually, it'll be kind of cool. Actually, we'll have Bella's bark there in the background because Bella unfortunately has bladder cancer, so she doesn't have probably a whole lot of time left. It'll be nice that I'll always get to hear her bark there. She's doing all right. All right. For going through what she's going through, you would tell she isn't suffering. Luckily, not. She's about 6 months in of having it, and she's on meds, and they seem to be helping. Won't get too much into that now, as don't want to bring this down. But yeah, she's otherwise
Good
doing all
timing,
right.
Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Yeah, don't pass it through.
I'll take it in the comm room.
Oh, that's gonna be about them letting us know about Vermeer. Weird that we didn't get to hear him there, but all right, good.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
That wouldn't surprise Shep, but they've got that, so go on.
I'm listening.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
I mean, sounds
What
serious.
did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
Thanks for the heads up.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Alright, thank you. We will be getting to Vermeer at a much later date. For now, let me look at where the Kahoku mission takes place at. I think it's the Kepler Verge I'm wanting to say, but nope, that's in the Voyager cluster. Alright. Kepler Verge one is the Doctor's at Risk. Kepler Verge, yeah. Alright, we're going to Voyager cluster. Took me a sec. Already had forgotten. Alright, now finally leave Novaria. Cerberus. I'm trying to. Where's Talley's mission? Is it the Armstrong? Might be. I think so. All right. Are there any other clusters out here? No, they are not. No, there's one unlocked yet. All right. Just curious. We got around here. All these metals. Protein data disk. Did we look at that one? I've already forgotten. I think we did. Alright, there we go. To BIM suit. Cerberus. I'm thinking with Koku's mission being Alliance related, we will take our Alliance soldiers. That's oh boy. Oh. That was a little long there to load. Alright, that's moonshot. Alright, let's take a look at the map. Whoop. Not a save. The map. Alright. We head to first. Go right in the middle here. It's right behind us. So I guess we'll kind of go clockwise and work our way around. Debris over there first. So, it's a pretty nice looking planet. Obviously very desolate, but
The Geth are attacking, and everyone around here is still worried about ordinary business.
It's politics, Williams. The Council won't raise the alarm until they're certain about the threat.
The threat? Did they not see the vids of Eden Prime? See, this is why I hate politics.
yep. Politics suck, Ash. I agree with you strongly, y'all. Alright. What do we got here? Cool. Sunlight out in the middle of nowhere. Alright. Research facility. Oh yeah, we're gonna have 3 research facilities to hit up. That's right. Okay. On we go. This seems like a pretty easy planet to traverse on. Not too mountainous. Alright. So there's a research facility. More. And here's something I believe from the community patch added was the Cerberus shuttle, which is a pretty nice touch. It didn't have the Cerberus emblem on it though. Still, nice touch. Alright, where's the entrance? Did I... No, no, it was on this side, wasn't it? There we go. Alright. Save, we'll head in. Locked and loaded. Yep, your assault rifle, handgun, very good. What? That is not what I meant to do at all. Yeah, I needed to set you up to have something I can use in a quick order there. Wasting my frick. Oh, what the heck? What's going on with the doors here? Alright. Hopefully it fixes when I do a reload here. I don't ever recall having issues with this, with being able to open doors. Yeah, okay, it's good now. That's good. It's on the same weapons, yep. I am going to have to reset that again though. Alright. Big old empty room. I think you could get some pretty good equipment on these different research facilities, it seems like memory serves. And it can be some tough fight too.
Go, go, go! I will destroy you!
Alright, good job team. What we got here?
Looks like Cerberus has other bases on this world, Commander.
Yep, they do. Be looking at them all, but I do like too how I add them now in Cerberus, we call it armor. That's a nice touch to give some, what do you call it, like consistency along the. Yep, working on it right now. Yeah, some
Negative contacts, Commander.
consistency along the whole trilogy. So that's a nice touch. Don't recall if there's anything in these back rooms. We'll take a look. No. Alright. Out we go. On to the next one. Good job, team. I think it's good too to take not only because it's an alliance mission, but also because of the what unfolds in Mass Effect 2 and 3 with these two there, whoever lives, with their attitude towards Cerberus. I think it plays good and story-wise to have them along for that. Map. Now, next up, research facility number 2. Get through there, all right. On we go. Yeehaw. Oh boy. You know, I'll say too about Andromeda, the vehicle that they created for that. It drives the best of any vehicle that BioWare had ever made. I can't remember what that one was called, but it goes really fast, controls really smoothly. It's a good vehicle. I wish it had some type of, guns on it, but its handling was outstanding. That reminds me too that I was gonna make mention about I was talking last time about Andromeda, and I was talking about the some of the characters in it. See, this one's unmarked as well, and I couldn't remember the name of most of the characters. And I think that's kind of, a little bit of an indictment right there alone on the impact that those characters in the game had. Very mediocre, but I couldn't remember PB's name. I went and looked this up because I couldn't remember some of their names. Vitra, I couldn't remember her name. I did remember Drac. There's I think it was Jaw and Liam. But I just like all the droids things were called the Remnant, and like all this stuff I couldn't remember. I had to look it up because I didn't beat the game. I only played 2/3 of it, and it's like it didn't have any type of impact on me, which is amazing compared to obviously how the impact this game has had on me. Come on, Ash.
Huddle up!
Or Caden, rather. Sorry. Dude. Okay. Wait. So yeah, Andromeda, it had some. I liked some aspects of the combat. I did like. Yep.
I smell trouble.
I did like how you were able to pick pretty much any power you liked. That was pretty awesome. You could change them in profile. So I did like that. I really liked the mobility you were offered in it. The way you were able to use either you were biotic, you could kind of jump side to side, or obviously go up. And if you weren't biotic, you could use a little jetpack to do the same thing, go sideways and up and down. It really added a real awesome amount of mobility in fighting. So I did really like that aspect of Andromeda combat. But something I didn't like though is you were very limited on being able to do that and pick all your teammates' powers. You pretty much were only able to do the quick time powers, and that was it for them. And I didn't like not having that much control over them and not being able to. I don't, if I remember right, you couldn't really provide armor for them. So I think they got that portion of it wrong, man. See, there's some good Omni tools and amps and whatnot we're getting. And the story for me was very mediocre with great potential that just didn't get there, unfortunately.
I wonder what monstrosity Cerberus has been cooking up at the next base.
Yep.
That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em.
Bag 'em and tag 'em, Ash. Yep, one more facility to check. So I don't think we'll be able to go in here again either. Yeah. That's probably red, but I'm not. I can't. Like I said in my intro video, I am colorblind, so it's not as obvious to me. Some of you are probably like, "Dude, why are you even trying freaking bright red?" But to me, it doesn't look that way. It's not bright. It just didn't stand out. So I do have some of those sunglasses that help with color blindness, and it actually does help with the color red. Great deal, in fact. They're kind of broken though, unfortunately. They weren't that cheap. They're like 120 bucks, man. But which is well worth it. I don't regret that, but I regret that they broke so easily. The part that goes over your ear on the left side, it broke. So that was disappointing. But they're pretty. It's pretty amazing experience though, to be able to finally see color at, I think it was about the age of 42, 43 when I got them. And to be able to see red for the first time in my life was really amazing, because I'd always heard red's a bright color, a lively color, and to me it's not. It's a very dull color. No different than like black or gray or whatever, where it just doesn't jump out. Now, I was aware that it does jump out for normal vision, but obviously I never got to see that. Man, when I put on them glasses and actually finally seen red, I was like, oh my god. Now it's pretty much my favorite color, tied with blue. I always loved blue, and blue even has become more richer with those glasses. But to finally be able to see red, man, how lively it is, like, dude, couldn't believe it. So whoever discovered that, being able to do that to glasses, bravo to them. They should honestly be winning the Nobel Prize for Science, because that was a terrific gift to be able to finally see color. Alright, let's take these bad boys out. Oh, shot me right in the tail, man. This one unmarked as well? Yep, looks like it. Looks exactly like the other ones. Alright, go ahead and get another save. Head on in. But yeah, for me, Andromeda, I'm going back to that after a long gap. I'd probably rate it like about a 6. Like, it wasn't awful, as it's kind of gotten a rap for, but it certainly was on no other level compared to these other Mass Effect games. Not even remotely close. Felt uninspired in a lot of ways. I know some people do enjoy it and do really like it, and that's cool. I'm happy for those people. I'm barely, oh man. I'm just hoping they don't get me. Ooh. Hello, stand up,
I gotta be more.
Yeah, stand up.
Good to go.
Ooh. Are ya? See about, do we got shield boost or anything? Yep. Yeah. And that's the thing about biotics in this first game, man, when they hit you with that and put you on the ground. Tough to recover. does a sound effect. We got that bug going. Of the powers from Mass Effect 2 and 3.
I will destroy you.
Biotic sounds freaking cool. Oof, that's gotta hurt. Data purge. God, you know what? I think there might have been one on the ground in the second one that I missed. That sucks if I did. I didn't do it. Missed it on purpose. And no, I'm not. I'm not gonna drive back. Just read the data pad. Fortunately, sorry. Finish that. All right. And there's our guy. Unfortunately.
I think we got him, Commander.
Yep. Yep, they got him.
Oh God, it's Admiral Kahoku.
Bastards. Okay.
Cerberus must have tracked him down.
Yep.
One last stop to make, Commander. We owe Kahoku that much.
Yes, we do. But it wasn't letting me hit it with the A button. Do it with the cursor. Yeah, that sucks, Goku. Sorry, man. Wish we could have saved you, but we're now just gonna have to avenge you best we can. Yeah. Yeah, this will be the last mission. We ain't gonna have time to do more, unfortunately, at this time. But on the next on the next let's play, on the next episode, we will be doing our companion side mission. Gonna do there. All right. Is it here on the same planet? Oh, first of all, we got. What? Question mark. A little bit over that. The pyramid. The one that has something at the very top. I think it is. I've actually been to on a pyramid before in Tula, Mexico. Toltecs. It's pretty awesome. Seen the very minor Aztec ones in Mexico City, but I didn't head out to Tenochtitlan. I didn't make it out to there. Would have liked to. It would have been awesome, but still, I got to see some Toltec pyramids, and that was a pretty awesome experience, man. Stand on something that is 1,000 years old. It's quite remarkable. Cerberus. That's it. Let's see here. Cerberus facility. Head to Nephron in the Columbia system where the Voyager cluster. All right. Head off world. They're in the same group though. Same cluster rather. Okay, go ahead and get a save. Yeah, we'll finish this up and then call it a session. There it is. All right. Quick check of the nearby planet. Yeah, being from the United States, we don't have things that are that anywhere near that old here. Best I've ever, oldest thing I've been around was some of the old missions in California that from the 19th century. But nothing quite like in Mexico or standing on a pyramid that was 1,000 years old. It was kind of amazing. All right, well, continue on with these two. Seems only appropriate we see the job through with them. See if it loads quicker this time when we land. I have a feeling it won't. It'll do the same thing, but let's see. Yep. That's curious. It takes a while there, it seems, but as long as it loads. Okay. What's this map like? We're not going to do too much around here. We're going to get to this facility. Alright, just these three. All we're looking into. That debris down on the southern end, I'm not going to even mess with. Now this terrain definitely looks like it's going to be harder to navigate, but we will though. I mean, it'd be much tougher in Mass Effect 1 in the regular edition without the boosters. So you now got, that's going to help.
I'm not sure, Lieutenant. Every time I think I have a handle on things, the universe banks hard to port.
Well, don't let anybody know. A gun and a confident attitude will get you through a lot in life.
That's solid advice. In my opinion. Definitely help. Keep pushing forward. Alright. There we go. Like Cerberus. All right. Yeah. Well, we should probably do abandoned camp, and then the underground facility will be obviously the ultimate goal there. Down there. here. A few things to loot. Yeah, I do all the gearing up and stuff before I start recording. I don't know if any of you guys will be interested in watching any of that. Oops. I had a feeling.
Those assault commandos are impressive. Lightly armored, but their speed more than makes up for it.
Unless that speed lets them outrun bullets, I'm more inclined to stick with nice, solid armor. And a big gun.
Yeah.
Point taken.
I hear you, Chief. I'd still take the biotics, but I get it. Yeah. Anything we can get out of this, or is this? Doesn't look like it. I didn't notice the warning if it had it, because I thought one of the mods that I had kind of warned you when there was pressure malls about, but no big deal. We just having a pretty much the semi-automatic fire from our cannon here. It don't matter much. For some reason too, I don't know if it's kind of like stun locking them there, because they're not moving around once I start unloading on them there. They just sit there and keep getting shot. They go on the ground, but they don't move from there. So. But honestly, I don't care. I don't mind. I've played the game so many times, like I've said, and beaten pressure malls more times than I care to think. So. All right, what do we got here? Yep. Any others? Up. Anybody more out here? Yep. Okay. Oof. Blown to smithereens. Alright. Get some revenge for our boy Koku here.
All personnel, intruder alert. Prepare for security lockdown. Repeat, hostile forces have breached the perimeter. All units respond. Research personnel, lock all terminals and destroy all data below classification level Epsilon.
Go down.
We have to hurry.
Shields down.
Okay, that's one. That the other.
Engaging activities protocol.
Oh man, we're still taking a beating. Almost set you on fire. I'm also about to get hit.
Shield down.
Still got more? It feels like they upped the.
Engaging
Just
Achilles
let's see a bit here.
protocol.
But I like that. It was good. Do I need to get in? Stop it in time? stop it before they delete everything. Yeah, they not sure. I think it is the community patch that's done this. That has up this whole atmosphere right here within this base. There. That was really well done. I liked it. That's no, against, nice. And that's the stuff we're going to be contacted from the Shadow Broker. I believe he's going to want information we've gotten here. But yeah, they did a good job of really amping this up here. All right. I do like that too. In the Legendary Edition, they've upped it where if you shoot someone in the head, it does more damage. I'm just not that good of a shot, so I don't get to line up as many of those as I'd like. But for those of you that are better at this type of game, so obviously will excel just fine. High explosive rounds, my favorite. Okay, I think we're completely done here. We'll head out without automatically exiting the ship because so with them making the changes here, I don't know if there'll be some troopers outside now. I doubt it, but you never know. Don't want to break the what do you call it? Not the mission, it would break the. Basically, you break it because you do things that you don't allow it to close properly. The quest, I guess you could say, rather than mission. Yeah, you can break the quest. No, all seems well. Okay, up we go. I don't think I'm gonna crash right there. I may pause the video if it does. Hold on. All right, well, we're back. I did have a crash. I did pause the video. I've now seen. I changed the button that does that. I think last time when I did try to do it, it didn't happen. It didn't pause properly because I wasn't hitting the correct button. But I made it a button now that Alt button, and I don't use that for anything. So that paused it. It looks like. So yeah, we had a crash just as we were about to bring it to an end. But hey, oh well. We're now back up here as it should be, closing out our session in front of our galaxy map. And the next session, we'll be doing loyalty missions for our companions. There, we're going to be doing for Rex and for Garrus and for Tally. Tally's, we might be doing a more abridged version of it. We'll see. But yeah, it's good. That's what's up next time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, in spite of the last crash. It's been a blast doing this. I hope you'll continue to join me in this journey with Bella Shepherd here. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for joining me. Arcade Craig, signing off. Catch y'all around. Laters.